Recorded Books and RB Digital present The Joy Plan: How I Took 30 Days to Stop Worrying, Quit Complaining, and Find Ridiculous Happiness, by Kaia Roman. Narrated by Christina Moore. The book begins with a quote from Albert Einstein. "We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them." Introduction. It was cool on that early October day. The afternoon Santa Cruz fog had rolled in and covered our townhouse in a blanket of gray, but I was sweating. I paced the floor in my small home office, listening with disbelief to the conversation taking place with my business partners over the web conference on my laptop. Even though I was the only one home that afternoon, I locked the door to my office and drew the curtains closed tight. I needed to somehow block out the world so no one would see my rising shame. The words "shut down the company," "buyout," and "bankrupt" sounded as if they were spoken in a dream as white noise began to fill my ears. Feeling dizzy, I stumbled to my desk and tried to focus on the computer screen, but all I saw was black. The sound in my ears was growing, and I was falling into it. What started as static had become a scream, and I felt it reverberate through my entire being. No! Not this. Not now. I had put it all on the line, and I had failed. All that time, all that money. And Dan. Oh, shit, what would I tell Dan? "Please trust me. This business is going to be a huge success. Within a couple of years, you'll never have to work again if you don't want to. I just need you to give me time," I had begged my husband when we first discussed my investing large amounts of time and money into a startup business. But now the time had run out, and I had crashed and burned. Dan wouldn't be retiring anytime soon. I wouldn't be making millions of dollars. And I had little to show for my 18-hour workdays, except for the 20 pounds I'd gained from sitting at a computer all day every day for months on end. The irony of this was not lost on me, since all the work was for a health and wellness company that helped people, among other things, lose weight. In the days that followed, I numbly signed papers, closed accounts, handed over passwords, and cried in the bathroom. I felt like crawling into bed and not coming out for a year. But that wasn't possible. My 2 daughters, Kira and Nava, were 6 and 8 years old. I had responsibilities I couldn't escape. So as I went through the motions of my life, I just tried to get through another task, another checklist, so that another day would end. I've read that when you have depression, you don't care about anything, and when you have anxiety, you care too much about everything. But what is it called when you have both at the same time? I felt the anxiety most in my chest, but it was more than a rapid heartbeat. It felt like my lungs were in a vice grip, each gasp for air tinged with panic. My mind was racing on red alert, but rather than having productive thoughts, it only said the same thing over and over again. Oh no, oh no, oh no. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And yet, in this state of panic, even as fear prickled my mind, all my body wanted to do was sleep. While anxiety yanked me upward, panting, grasping, scratching, clawing for breath, for safety, for answers, for anything but this, depression heaved me downward. "Sleep," depression said. Perhaps if I could sleep, I would wake to find it was all a dream. Perhaps if I could sleep, I would come up with a solution in the morning. But sleep didn't bring relief, only fitful dreams and waking in more panic. I dreaded the prospect of leaving the bed, even though things weren't any better from there. I quickly slipped from being a capable executive leading multinational teams and complex marketing campaigns to an apparition barely capable of taking a shower. Usually ambitious and organized, I was now a shadow of my former self. From the time I could talk, I had been organizing things, even if they were my stuffed animals, and taking practical steps to achieve my next plan. I was so good at making plans that I even got paid to make them for other people.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?